Russia parades Ukrainian war prisoners as volunteers for its army in apparent violation of international law.
Here's a summary of the article.
Get time. If U less than equals A and D less than equals L, throw new range error, invalid interval, return R. Inclusive. U less than equals L and D less than equals A, UT, ISNAN, T. Step 1. If S less than 1, ISNAN, S, throw new range error, options. Step 1. If L less than 1, ISNAN, L, throw new range error, options. Get time. Less than equals N, throw new range error, invalid interval, var U equals R, for U. Modules equals T equals 0. T less than equals U, throw new range error, invalid interval, var I equals A equals T, for A. Default T, throw new range error, invalid time value, var N equals days, R equals 0, index 3. Default T, throw new range error, invalid time value, var I equals 0, index 3.
This post received a score of 4,200, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Since when does Russia care about international law?
Laws are only as strong as the people who enforce them. Since international law has no enforcement body, it's always been toothless unless another country decides to do something about it.
It gets enforced with things like sanctions when the breach is serious enough. Which is meaningless at this stage, with Russia already being heavily sanctioned.
That is a war crime, ladies and gentlemen.
Not only is it a war crime, it's also all but guarantees Ukrainian soldiers will fight to the death in scenarios where surrender would otherwise be preferable. Considering the facts that Russian soldiers are being accused of orchestrating multiple measures of torture as warfare, is it really preferable for Ukrainians to surrender?
The UN Human Rights Committee leaders should do something about it.
Qatar, member of the Human Rights Committee, a shining example of countries known for great treatment of humans.
Who better to investigate human rights abuses than a professional human rights abuser?
Don't forget sponsor and abattoir of Hamas leadership.
Blatant violation, not apparent, blatant.
Good God, is this enough? What more do they need to openly do to show the international community just how evil they are?
This war shows that international law is a joke. Any other country would already have been branded terrorists. I know people like to, but America. But even America didn't do such shitty things like abducting children and using POWs as meat shield.
Problem with the international system is that it's based on cooperation. But there's really not much that can happen if a state doesn't cooperate, except sanctions that Russia clearly evades.
Another one onto the pile.
Putin's pile of war crimes is as big as Trump's pile of regular crimes.
Nah, I think you underestimate how vile Putin is.
Reminds me about the Mulger? News from Alsace-Moselle, Eupen Mom, Die and Luxembourg enlisted in the German army during WW2.
They're literally comic book levels of villainy. Anybody defending Russia's actions in Ukraine is a puppet of Putin and deserves to have their world wrecked.
When it boils down, no one gives a fuck about international law or war crimes except for well-read Westerners. And some pockets here and there. So, I am not surprised.
Well, no, Ukraine cares.
They're required to care or we'll run away in horror.
Nazis did this too.
Can we talk about how useless international law is? Like, what's the point if you're not gonna do anything about it?
Fucking bastards.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.